Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we are going to unlock a secret code, one that's hidden in the world all around us. And our story comes from a magical place called Vrindavana. So are you ready to crack the code with me? Let's jump in. Have you ever just looked up at the clouds or maybe listened to the sound of rain and felt like there was a secret message in there just for you? Well, guess what? There is. The world is absolutely full of secrets and stories. You just have to know how and where to look. All right, so every great story needs its heroes, right? And ours starts in this beautiful, vibrant land of Vrindavana. Let's go meet the two incredible brothers who are at the very heart of this tale. So, meet Krishna and Balarama. Now, they might look like ordinary boys, but trust me, they were anything but. They were unbelievably brave and powerful. Get this, one time a giant forest fire broke out and trapped all of their friends. But did they panic? Nope. Krishna and Balarama saved every single one of them. They were total heroes. As you can imagine, when the villagers found out how the boys saved everyone, they were just amazed. They looked at Krishna and Balarama and they just knew these weren't regular kids. You could hear them whispering to each other, they must be special heroes, maybe even divine beings who've come to live among us. You could just feel this incredible, heroic energy around them. Okay, so the adventures of Krishna and Balarama are just the beginning of our story. The real secret code, well, it's hidden in the world all around them. See, as the seasons changed in Vrindavana, nature itself started sending messages. First up, let's see what the rainy season had to say. And here it is, our very first secret code word. Are you ready? The word is pravrit. Why don't you try saying it with me? Pravrit. Perfect. That's the ancient Sanskrit word for the rainy season, and it's our key to unlocking the first secret message from nature. And speaking of rain, here is a really cool fact about the number 8. So the story goes that for 8 whole months, the sun acted like a king and collected a kind of water tax from the earth, just soaking it all up. But the sun was a really generous king, because when the time was right, it gave all of that water right back to the world as life-giving rain. And that was nature's first secret. Just think about it for a second. The big, dark, rumbling storm clouds, they didn't keep all that water for themselves, did they? The wind pushed them along, and they generously shared all their rain with the thirsty world down below. So the secret is that the clouds are just like the kindest people. They share everything they have to help others. And hang on. Listen, what's that sound? Ribbit, ribbit? Yeah. As soon as the thunder started to rumble, all the frogs that had been quiet and hiding suddenly started croaking all at once. It was like a big, noisy chorus, just like a classroom full of excited students when the teacher finally walks in and it's time for the lesson to begin. And it wasn't just the frogs having fun. Oh, no. When the peacocks heard that thunder, they knew their favorite friend, the rain, was on its way. So what did they do? They threw a huge party. They started calling out with these happy cries and began to dance, fanning out those beautiful, amazing feathers. They were celebrating, just like we do when a really good friend comes over to visit. So what were our heroes up to during all this celebrating? Well, Krishna, Balarama, and their friends, they didn't let a little rain stop their fun. They'd find the perfect little shelter, a cozy cave or maybe the hollow of a giant tree, and they'd have a delicious picnic together, sharing yogurt and rice and just watching the beautiful rain come down. So, after all the joyful and, let's be honest, kind of messy parties of the rainy season, pravrit, the world started to change again. A brand new season arrived, and it brought a whole new set of secret messages. This is the story of autumn. Time for our second secret code word. This one is shout out. Let's say it together. Shout out. This is the Sanskrit word for the autumn season, a time of peace and amazing clarity. And you guessed it, it has its own special lessons to teach us. So, what does autumn actually do? Well, you can think of autumn as this great big helper. After the rainy season is over, autumn comes along and just tidies everything up. It sweeps the clouds from the sky, making it super bright and clear. It dries up all the muddy paths, And it even clears the water until the lakes and rivers just sparkle again. So the clouds looked completely different. I mean, these were the same clouds that were dark and heavy with rain. But now, they just floated by all empty and light and shining with this pure, peaceful white glow. And right there, in that peaceful glow, was another secret. So what's the secret here? Well, these clean, white autumn clouds are like a picture of really wise and holy people who are sometimes called sages. See, sages spend their lives sharing all their kindness and knowledge just to help everyone else. And after they've given everything away, they don't have any worries left. They become perfectly calm and peaceful and bright, just like those autumn clouds. Okay, now let's go look at the ocean. During the rainy season, with all the rivers rushing into it and the wind blowing, the ocean was wild and choppy. But in the quiet calm of autumn, the ocean became totally still, completely silent. All the big waves just disappeared. And here is another incredible secret. That calm autumn ocean, it's just like our minds. You know, when we're always wanting more things and chasing after stuff, our minds can feel all wild and choppy, like a stormy sea. But when we learn to be happy and peaceful, our minds become still and quiet and clear, just like the ocean in autumn. And on these perfectly clear autumn nights, the full moon would just shine so brightly in the sky, and it would be surrounded by millions of twinkling stars. The story tells us that this amazing sight looked just like our hero Krishna himself, standing on the earth, shining bright, surrounded by all of his loving family and friends. Wow! So, we've learned the secret code words pravrit and sharit. We've seen how clouds can be kind, how frogs can be like students, and how even the big ocean can have a quiet mind. But what does all of this really mean for us? What Krishna and Balarama were showing their friends, and all of us, is that everything in nature, everything, is part of one big, beautiful story. From the generous clouds to the peaceful ocean, the world is always teaching us these amazing lessons about kindness and peace and joy, if we just remember to pay attention. And that's the real secret code. It isn't just in a storybook, it's all around you, right now. So the next time you see storm clouds gathering, or you watch the sky turn that brilliant blue after a storm, I want you to stop and ask yourself, what story is nature telling me today? What secrets are you going to discover? Thanks so much for joining me today.